breaking the lead, analyzing the game from the rink to the field. From the ice to the turf, we'll break it down, discussing every win and every loss in town. We'll talk about the Canucks and the Lions. We are your irrational fans. We are your irrational fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 140 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, of course, JP, alongside the old man who's having some technical difficulties over there. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
I'm not having any technical difficulties whatsoever. I just pushed the wrong button.
Okay.
That's not technical difficulties. That's just old manisms.
I was trying to save you from having to explain that you're old and incompetent with technology.
Well, I was just trying to share it, and it didn't work. I'll have to do it in a bit here.
All right. How the hell are you doing this week, old man?
I am doing awesome, except I'm damn cold. I don't like this cold weather, so I'm getting out of Dodge. That's it. Friday, I'm out of here.
Yes, because this wasn't a planned trip. This was just you tired of the cold and wanting to get out of here.
Well, it's funny because it was a planned trip. Have we talked about it on the air?
I don't think so.
I was on the Rod Peterson show. I was talking about it. When we booked this holiday, it sounded so cool and so romantic and everything else. And now that we're getting close to it, we're like, we're going to go in the middle of the jungle in the Dominican and stay in a treehouse that has no walls. It has one wall behind you, and then it's opened on three sides. And the only thing protecting you from anything is a mosquito net.
Well, you got to hope the monkeys are scared of a mosquito net. That's the biggest thing. I've heard lemurs are dangerous.
They say there's no wild monkeys or anything like that in the Dominican. So
then you're fine.
We're fine.
You're
fine. I mean, the fact that there's no internet, no Wi-Fi, no cell service, what possibly could go wrong?
Wait, so are you not on the show for the next few weeks?
Just next week.
Was I aware of this?
Yes, you were aware of this. We talked about this. Yes, we did.
Nope. No, that was to be fair, we might have talked about it. There's no recollection in my brain.
Well, that's not my fault that you're... Nope, I can't say it. She's probably listening.
But we got lots to talk about within the world of the Vancouver Canucks.
Do we have to?
Well, we can start with some better news. So let's talk about some BC Lions news real quick because we do want to keep everyone up to date with what's going on in the world of the CFL when we can. It was announced, was it today or yesterday?
It was announced today.
That BC Lions re-sign Keon Hatcher to a 2-year deal worth $630K guaranteed as per Far Analogy. Could exceed upwards of $650, I believe, is what he put out there. So
something like that. $645 includes a $125K signing bonus. Lots of people thought this was going to get dragged into next season, and it didn't. We shouldn't be surprised. The owner of the BC Lions, Amor Doman, is not afraid of spending money. There's a salary cap, but as we have learned, he's not afraid of going over that. He's not afraid to break it.
Yeah, so with that salary cap, when it comes to the CFL, it's as you talked about, the Lions went over it. Was it last year or the year before they exceeded it by leaps and bounds?
Not this season because
not
this season,
2024.
Yeah, 2024 they went over and they had to give up their draft pick to Calgary.
So, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here. How does it determine where those draft picks go?
The last place team gets the draft pick. Lowest points in the league gets the draft pick, I think.
Fair.
Something like that, yeah.
Fair. And then there's also fines on top of that, but the fines are really more of like what would be known as a luxury tax in other leagues.
Well, it's 100% luxury tax, if you want to call it that. If you go over by $100,000, your fine's $100,000. If you go over by $1 million, your fine's $1 million.
But so the fine, does it go to teams that aren't have teams of the league?
I think it just goes to general revenue for the league.
But that is still split 10 ways, including the head office.
I would think so.
So you're
probably 9 ways, because you wouldn't get that back. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's something I would love to find out. Maybe we can reach out to Farhan or the guys from 3 Down to.
Or how about we reach out to the commissioner's office? Ooh.
I mean, I'd like an answer sooner than 6 years to never. But
we're gonna get the commissioner on our show. Now you stop this.
I'm
Hold it.
100%.
Are you eating while we live on the air?
It's a throat lozenge.
Oh my goodness!
I want to be able to keep my. No, I want to be able to keep my voice throughout the next half hour, 45 minutes.
I was about to snap. I was about to come on.
Yeah, because you've never eaten on the show before.
Sometimes, only when I'm hungry.
I know for a fact you have.
Only when I'm hungry. Oh no! Remember that time we had I had chocolate kisses.
Yeah, and you were just eating for weeks. You were just eating chocolate kisses on the show.
How did those tags just automatically come up? They weren't up before.
I fixed them before we went live. It's like you don't even realize the amount of work I put in behind the scenes here.
Folks, he puts in a lot of work, this kid. Sometimes I don't even know what he does. Most people don't know what he does.
It's true. Anything else in the world of the CFL you want to touch on before we transition to the lowly Vancouver Canucks?
Do we have to?
We do have, because of that reaction. That's why we have to.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
So nothing else in the world of CFL.
No. There was a rumor. Sorry, I'm trying to tweet and do this at the same time, and obviously I can't do 2 things at once because I can't hold my thought process that long. There is rumors that Vancouver might and could be going after free agent Oliveira out of Winnipeg.
That would be huge.
That would be massive.
Don't we still have Butler signed for another year, though? I thought we signed him to a 2-year
Wouldn't it be nice to have a Butler and an Oliveira? What a backfield that would be.
Yeah, that would be scary.
That would be insane, man. People would lose their mind. It would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I had.
All right. So let's talk about the Vancouver Canucks, because oh boy, do we got a lot to go on with this this team here.
Do we? Do we really?
Yeah. Because the Canucks have won 1 game in the last 7. They sit 30th in the league. They are 1 point out of last place with the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames.
This is a team that a few short months ago. No, Trent, I'm just going to go back to the chat here. Sorry. Trent, Corey Mace is staying in Saskatchewan. Toronto has signed their head coach. It is their QB coach.
Quarterback coach.
So that is done. No, Corey Mace isn't going anywhere. He wants to stay with the Riders. He drank the Kool-Aid.
Hey, that Kool-Aid was champagne out of a cup this year. I can't blame him.
That's true. That's true. What were we just talking about before Trent rudely interrupted my brain?
The Vancouver Canucks. 1-7. This team was...
Oh, this team was supposed to be, if not a playoff team, a contending playoff team. They were supposed to be up there. Most pundits picked them in that 90 to 105 points-ish.
Yep.
Right now they're tracking, I think, at 67. I think it's 67.
70 points.
69 points. It's fitting that they would be at 69 points. Because that's the only good thing I can say about them. I've seen a lot of bad Canuck teams, and I've seen a lot of bad Canuck games. I've seen games where players aren't trying; they float. That's usually into late January, early February. Not in December when you're sitting in 30th place. Body language tells me all kinds. And when you look at the body language of a lot of our top stars, it speaks volumes. Volumes. I think the biggest one I saw was late in the first period, and I meant for you to grab this clip. Late in the first period with 44 Sherwood breakaway that didn't go in, but Besser was behind him and he just stopped skating, and I was just like,
so I know exactly what play you're talking about. That was at the end of a decent shift for that line. And I think no matter what, Kiefer Sherwood shooting that puck. Brock's not catching Kiefer Sherwood in a foot race.
No, but he could be there for a rebound or if there happens to... Come on. You don't stop skating. An excited, motivated Brock Besser doesn't stop skating.
When it comes to skating and Brock Besser, there is nothing normal about it. He is not a strong skater.
Oh, it doesn't. You don't have to be strong, but you follow the play. You follow.
Not
the
if
play.
you're not if. Again, this was in the game against Colorado, a team that's going to burn you every single which way, and they did.
We were up 1-0 at this point.
So wouldn't you prefer Brock to say a turn of events? Sherwood, let me go through with this.
I'm not speaking.
Sherwood takes a shot, rims it around the board because he misses just wide to the left or wide to the right. Right? Easily gets picked up and there's a break. And Besser's standing 3/4 of the way in the O zone because you want him there for a rebound. And the puck gets turned over and it's now a 5-on-3 the other way. I know you are only ever concerned with offense and scoring goals, but there is some sort of defensive structure that you need to have when you're playing hockey in this league.
When you're going forward, you don't need defense. Mm-hmm. I've said it 100 million times to you.
And you're wrong. You've been wrong every single time.
You don't seem to understand this concept. I just find that, I don't know, we were texting back and forth during that game a little bit, and it was brutal. To be blunt, it was brutal to watch.
Again, I've talked about my level of apathy with this team. It's hard for me to normally I watch every single game with interest. Even the years that were bleak and weak, and it's like, okay, at least I can watch hockey. At least it'll be something. And I don't know, and I honestly don't know if it's because we're doing this show, or if it's because this team has been so bad for so many years with the same bloody issues that it's hard for me to even care about this team and try to come up with excuses for them.
Why would anybody care about this team at this point? There's no rebuild in play here. It's not like we're in the middle of a rebuild and we're expected to finish in 32nd place, 31st, 30th, wherever that might land you. This isn't a rebuild. This is just a team that doesn't give a flying connuptions.
And all of the intrigue and the interests or all the reporting from this team, and they're going to be trading out some veteran players that are expiring. they're looking to get players. If there was a trade with Hughes involved, they're looking to get players that play now.
Yes.
This organization does not want to rebuild. And I don't think that has anything to do with Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin. It might, and I am not 100% sure, but you can go back to when Trevor Linden was banging his hammer during the Jim Benning era, when it was Trevor Linden and Jim Benning, that they needed to rebuild. And Benning said, well, we should rebuild, but we can turn it around quickly and be somewhat competitive.
Somewhat competitive.
And we were somewhat competitive for a couple years.
Yep, somewhat competitive.
And this is what happens when you don't allow a team to rebuild.
This is a ownership group that can't afford to build a practice facility.
Yep.
How in God's name will they afford to go 3 to 5 years in the tank like they are now? Because Vancouver is a hockey town and people won't go to the games when we're losing this drastically.
A bold-faced outright lie. A farce. And that is the attitude. That is the attitude of management and ownership, and I believe it is completely wrong. When was other than last year, or was 2 years ago, when the Canucks were top of the league and had 200-point scorers, when was the most exciting time this team has been since then?
2011.
After 2011, there was an exciting time again.
Was there?
Yeah. When we had this young kid named Elias Pettersson, when Quinn Hughes was making his roundabouts, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, there's hope. We have pieces that this team can be. Then Thatcher Demko came on the scene, and I mean, I've been following Demko for a few years because I heard, well, this guy's going to be the Canucks' #1 goalie. He's destined to be the next.
What is this got? What does any of that have to do with the fact that there will be a half-empty arena?
There wasn't a half-empty arena during those times. People were excited about games.
Well, yeah, that's because they had hope. Right now, there's no hope.
Exactly. So right now, in the current situation we're in, no one's going to be buying tickets. Ticket sales are going to be down.
Yes.
100% agree with you. Now, if they come out January and say, look, this hasn't gone the way we wanted to. Since the JT Miller incident and having to get rid of him, we've had to shift where we thought we were in the process. And we're going to be giving younger guys opportunity. And we're going to build a team that's up to Canucks standards and up to the fan standards. It might take us a year or two. You don't think fans would buy into that? If they see things are being done properly and buy tickets, yes, you're not going to be able to charge $400 per seat.
That's where it's going to be a half-empty arena because, as I just said, this owner won't take a dump in his income coming in.
He's taking a dump in his income now.
But he won't. It won't happen with this ownership group until we get a new owner that realizes that we need to rebuild in order to get back to 2011 standards, 2009, 10, 11, where we were the elite of the league.
But that was with this ownership group. That's a confusing part to me.
It is with the same. Is it with the same ownership group? I thought
yes.
2009, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Is it? There is something. Maybe they weren't as hands-on. Maybe they became more hands-on. They have caused more havoc and created I'm going to use the word toxic, and I don't know if that's the right word. Nothing's going to happen with this team until we get a new owner. And I'm very convinced of that.
Yeah, so it was 2007, 2008 when everything got finally settled with the Aquilini ownership.
Oh, okay.
That's when they started to implement all of that. Like they started spending money, and
maybe they spent too much and they don't have any more.
Like it's it's just wild to me that there's nothing being done about it. Like they're looking for a minor equity partner to be able to buy out one of their brothers. But there's not any rumor. There were a handful of rumors last year that, well, maybe they are looking to sell. That's all been quashed. That's been put away.
Yeah, we haven't heard that at all in the last 6 months or more.
But to think that Canucks fans wouldn't go and support this team while they're rebuilding is cobblewash. It is the biggest lie that that Aquilini management group has been selling to the fans and media over the last 10 years. And that's saying something because they keep telling us that we're going to be a builder, we're going to get a practice facility, and we're going to be a contender in the next 2 years. Well, 2 years, 10 years ago was a great time to be a fucking contender.
That's what I laugh at all these so-called pundits and the Canuck insiders that keep putting these polls out. If I see one more poll saying, would you be okay with the Canucks sucking for the next 2 to 3 years? And I'm like, we've been sucking for 10 years. Like, but what difference does it make?
The difference is I think it's from the ownership standpoint or management standpoint. They're making moves to try to be better now. They're not making moves to be better in 3 years.
And they've been doing that for 10 years, though. And that's why I say no matter what the ownership want or what management wants, if ownership says no, your job is to get me playoff games, and that's the only thing that matters. Well, that's what ownership is going to do. We've all worked somewhere where there's an ownership, management figure that says this is your goal, and it's like, well, no, that shouldn't be the goal. No, this is your goal. Okay, I'm going to drop everything that's going to be better for us, and we're going to focus on this one thing because that's what's not going to get me fired. Yes. Well, that's what you have to do.
And that's what this management group and the management group before that and the different iterations of management groups we've had have been doing.
And now what do they do? So what's the answer?
There's now all sorts of rumors that Jim Rutherford is walking away in the offseason. He is older. He could retire.
Another management change.
Right? But so we swapped out the coach because Tocchet didn't want to be around this toxicity.
Have we changed coaches more than any other team in the league?
I don't even know where to begin to start Googling that. Because
I'm sure it's like, I remember we had 28 coaches in the 50 plus years we've been in existence, I think. Cook, no, what's his name? Who's our coach now? Foot. I said Cook. Foot, I think, was a 28th coach, or maybe the 26th coach.
22nd.
22nd coach in 50 plus years. We change our coaches every 3 years. It seems high. No, it might not be. Maybe that's just maybe that's just the way it is in the NHL now.
There's a chart here. I love Reddit and other hockey nerds out there because
I knew you'd be able to find it.
So the least amount, obviously, is Seattle, but they've still gone through 2.
They've only been around for 3 years.
New Jersey's gone through 17. This is since 2000. So only since the year 2000 forward.
Good.
Just because otherwise you'd be comparing the New York Rangers who've been around for 100 years to the Canucks who've been around 50 and everything.
Exactly.
Vancouver since 2000 has gone through 7, which is in the lower half of the organizations.
Wow. Okay.
17 is the highest. 2 is the lowest. Seattle and Vegas are obviously the bottom 2 because they're the newest. Yeah. But Nashville's only had 4 coaches in its history.
And we're 7.
And we're 7.
2000.
Since 2000.
But we've had
a majority 22. Of the teams are 9, 10, 15, 12.
Okay.
So
then what's the answer? And that's what, yes, we can trade away the players. What's wrong with Vancouver? It's been 55 years of, is it 55? Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
55, yeah. of just pain. Just like we had a few years there where we were good. In
No, we were.
In two different segments, like two different eras. We were like, I mean, 2008, 9, 10, 11, we were elite. We were the class of the league.
We were what the Colorado Avalanche are right now.
But we've never been able to win the big one. 55 years. I mean, curse, you can say there's a Canuck curse. You can say I don't get it. Like, I don't understand how a team like Edmonton can win 5 in a row, how New York can go and win 5 in a row.
But that hasn't been done since the salary cap has been invented. The closest thing we've gotten is Florida.
We never did it. We never did it. Why can they do it? Why can't we?
We've never had ownership that's been willing to front the money, plus have the luck to. How many first overall picks does Edmonton have right now that's playing on their team?
Well, yeah, but let's go back
more than the Canucks have ever had in the history, the 55-year history. The Canucks have had 0 first overall picks
because we've always been mediocre.
But it's not true. We were elites. We were elites for a handful of years.
Yes, we were. And we still can't seem... I get to the point, I'm 50... I've been watching this team for 55 years. I'm 61. I might have another 25 years in me. Hopefully. Maybe more. Maybe 30. How long do I gotta wait? Like, when do you say enough is enough and I pick a new team? Because watching Colorado, watching the Ducks, was it the Ducks where we were like,
yeah,
oh my God, that's just a fun fucking team to watch. Watching Colorado, they're 19-1. 19-1. I think they're 3 overtime losses. 19-1-3. I think they're. Like, that's a fun team to watch.
But they were bad for 5, 6, 7 years.
They never had a number 1 draft pick. Yes, they did.
Nathan McKinnon.
Did they? We're both like, I don't know. I'm sure it's out there in Mr. Google land.
Nathan McKinnon, their best player, one of the top 2 players, 3 players.
And probably Makar and Nacho.
Natchez wasn't drafted by them.
Nacho.
Makar was 4th overall pick.
Yeah. I mean, and there you go. See, now there's a team that built not by trades, not by trying to... Well, I mean, you look at it, they built that team around McKinnon.
McKinnon, Makar.
Yes.
And his name's Landeskog, who is out for he missed 3 full seasons, and is still the captain of that team.
It shows that it can be done. Why can't we do it?
Because ownership won't allow us to.
So then
everything points back to the fact that you need to be bad. We're bad this year. You know what we're going to do? Because we do it every single time we're this bad. We're going to make a couple trades. We're going to make a coaching change at the worst possible time for us in the standings.
Yes.
And we're going to shoot up to 10th worst in the league.
Yep.
And we'll get the 10th or 11th, 12th overall pick. And you know what? We're going to have to figure out what to do with that 10th overall pick. Because if ownership has it their way, we'll trade that 10th overall pick to be competitive this year.
Yes, we will. Guarantee we will. That's what we do.
It's beyond frustrating. And I don't blame the players for being disinterested in this season.
As a fan, I'm disinterested in the season. When you have a team where the ownership and all the management have come out and said, every one of you suck and we're going to trade you. I mean, they didn't say that, But let me rephrase that. When you have a management and ownership come out and say everybody is up for trade except for one player, that's got to be demoralizing,
Oh, wholeheartedly.
right?
Like there's not a single thing that you can go and be like, oh, that's like, I see what they're doing here. They're going to make this team better. No, they're literally saying we're going to gut this team of the only people who seem to be trying hard, as in Kiefer Sherwood.
Yes.
Hell, even Tyler Myers. Like, there's a handful of players who I would say are the heart and soul of this team. Not a great heart and soul. We're basically like a 90-year-old man who's on his deathbed. But there's a couple people still beating that fucking drum.
Did you watch this intermission segment with Tyler Myers mic'd up?
The one that was on YouTube like 4 days prior. But yeah, that's a conversation for another day. But yes, go ahead.
I had no idea he was such a talkative leader.
Oh, yeah, he's...
and I don't think that was just put on because he was mic'd up.
No, that's him on a... There's a reason he wears the A.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's a reason he's an alternate captain for this team.
Yeah, no, I was impressed. I was like, holy cap, almost. D, calm down. It almost made me like him.
So
almost
we
I said almost.
We talked about the disinterest level. I have a clip here from last night's game. Bick Nazar from Sportsnet 650 posted it. I just want you to watch 43. Because to me, this is the definition of disinterested in
Okay, let's set this up. Where in the game is this?
We're at 12-17 in the third.
Okay.
We're down by 2.
Okay. We're not
still in the game.
Yeah.
We're still in the game. 2 goals in 12 minutes, definitely doable.
Easy.
And so I'll bring the clip up. Let me know if you can see my mouse. Yep.
Yeah,
I can. Mouse?
Yep.
That's Hughesy there. 43 Hughes. We're just gonna watch him. He'll stay in this section of the.
Is that 43?
No, sorry. No, this one here.
I was like, that looked like 20 something.
Yeah, that's Leckermacki. That's 23. 43. He was right here.
Okay.
There. He's hard to see because he's behind all the stanchion. Ready? Just it's a 15-second clip.
Not even trying.
Like there's not even a modicum of hustle your arms. Like we've seen some really bad attempts at back checking, but it makes it look like you're trying. Like you wave your arms hard. It's literally one hand on the stick, the head bob, like, and I mean, I think it was either Kampf or Sasson. I think it was Kampf that got back.
You knew I was going to break this out at some point during this show.
Kampf or Sasson that comes back and is able to make a diving play. But that's your captain. That's no matter what anyone says, because there have been some crazy shit being talked about Hughes. Oh, he's a top 10 defenseman. He's a top 2 defenseman at worst. Yeah. He's a top 10 fucking player in the NHL. But people don't watch games because they're Toronto-based and it's too far back.
It's late.
But to me, that was... Remember it might have been this time last year. It might have been in January when Miller had that back check where we were like, who cares? He's done. Just get rid of him.
Yeah.
That was that level for me for Quinn Hughes. And that was most of the game for Quinn Hughes last night. There was a handful of times where he jumped up, but you mentioned it early in the first where it was just like... Was it? It was brutal. You mentioned it to me in the first. That was
the first. I mean, and I called him out. I'm like, that had to be his worst game. Now, is it a case of he is leading the league in minutes played? Is that a case of I'm done? I'm just burnt out. You've pushed me too far.
But according to Foote, and again, first-time head coach who doesn't apparently know how to manage players. That Adam Foote is the one who says, I don't think Foote is a great coach. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. We're now 20 odd games into the season, 27 games into this season. There is no defensive structure. There's no offensive structure. The load share is being put on these veterans who are burning out in the games. Hughes has a 35-minute game, 30-plus minute game, and his answer is, well, yeah, it's hard to control Hughes. Once he gets out there, it's hard to get him back and kind of tame him in. That's your job. Your job is to tame him.
Well, and I mean, he's playing 29 minutes a game. I think he's 28 or 29 minutes a game average. By far leading the league.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's. If I'm Hughes,
27-25 is his average.
Okay. If I'm Hughes, I'm skating around with one hand on my stick as well because I'm trying so hard. And this team, literally, there's nobody else. I mean, usually I would never say Hughes sucks. And I didn't say he sucked last night. He just didn't have a Hughes game.
Yeah. Which that's going to happen. It's going to happen. But the problem is when everyone's having an off road trip or an off year, when your top players like EP40, I can only rag on him so much, but he's at least getting back to where he is.
Yes. He's been playing not bad, to be honest. I mean, come on.
Not bad isn't where we need him to be. That's the difference.
He's making 12 million, just under 12 mil a year. He needs to be the best player on the ice every time he steps on the ice. He needs to be a McKinnon. I mean, I watched that game, and I think I posted or I commented on someone's post. When you're this good, you should have to play shorthanded the entire game.
I think they still would have won 3-1 or whatever the end score was.
They were so. I mean, we were outshot. I think 95-12. It was insane. It really showed the top of the league to the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Right? We have no heart. We have there's whatever it is, we don't have it. And it's hard to watch. I won't stay home to watch a game. Why would I? If there's somebody saying, let's go do something and there's a Canuck game on, okay.
Honestly, last night in my office here, I've got my one screen here, my other screen here, and then I've got a TV down on the floor over here, so I can literally multitask because that's what I do. I was playing video games while watching the game last night. Yeah. Because that's going to entertain me while I'm starting to view watching the Canucks as a chore.
And I watched last night's game, and I watched it all, mainly because I'm doing this show, plus I'm doing the Rod Peterson show Thursday and Friday. And I know he's going to ask me about it. And it's like, how many times can you say yuck?
Yeah.
Just yuck.
And really, that's the only thing you can say. I
want a new team. I'm getting to the point where I don't want to, this can't be the team I cheer for the rest of my life. It's painful.
And until there's new ownership, there's nothing that's going to change.
Nothing. And I wholeheartedly, I know we're sounding like sad sacks, and it's probably the most depressing episode we've ever put on the air, because usually one of us is defending the team. It's usually me. You're usually like, trade the coach, trade the fans, trade all the players.
But we've been doing this for almost 3 years. I've been pretty consistent over the 3 years that this team is okay, but we still need to tear it down and rebuild.
And I'm always the one going, no, we're almost there. Just a few. They just need to adjust. So what I'm getting at is, for how many episodes is this now? 140 episodes. You've been the sad sack. I have been, come on, we can do this. Like, I know this relationship will work out. Just give it one more. Now I'm just like, man, I have a black eye, a fat lip. I've been kicked in the crotch. and I got a broken ankle.
So for someone who is usually optimistic when it comes to this team and can see the silver side of
Yes.
many dark, what would it mean? What would need to happen over the rest of this season for you to have faith going into 26, 27?
They'd have to make some trades.
What type of trades?
Where we get draft picks. And when I say that, getting 4th round draft picks isn't going to fix this team. We need to make trades where we're going to get a bunch of 1st round draft picks over the next couple of years, not just next year. We need younger players and draft picks. Younger players that have potential, but more importantly, draft picks. We need to start building. I look at all the teams, the Edmontons, the Panthers, they built their team. Draft picks and good trades. We've done lousy fucking trades and no draft picks. It's right. So to answer your question, make decent trades. No, we're not going to get that second line center now. I've given up on even thinking about it. Promote some of the kids up and give them a chance.
I mean, we already have. If you look at the bottom half of our roster, it's all the young kids.
Yes.
Like really.
Then give them the chance. Like, stop sending DPD back to the minors. Give them a chance to play here. They send him down to the minors and everybody's like, oh, that's good because he's going to get playing time. Well, maybe we should be sitting some of our not so great defensemen and letting him play. But right? Put him on the line with Hughes.
The problem, I mean, I wouldn't put him on the line with Hughes. But
why not?
Because I don't think you can have him play that many minutes getting...
Hronek doesn't play that many minutes.
No.
Hughes plays with 2 or 3 different players.
The difference between Hronek and EPD is 5 years of experience and
So do we trade Hronek for some draft picks? Do we get a second round?
Well, for me, Hronek is the piece you're keeping if Hughes is walking.
I'm going with the assumption that we're going to re-sign Hughes. Then
I would think Hronek would need to be on his way out.
Let's look at defense. Do we get rid of Myers?
You can't get rid of Myers. He has a full no movement clause.
So we get rid of Hronek.
I'm just pulling this up because I don't know about Hronek's no movement clause.
Oh, he'll waive it just to get out of this place.
Full no movement clause.
He'll
signed until 2030.
He'll give him a few places. Nobody wants to be here. You could tell. Nobody's doing anything.
So yeah, you've got Hronek, Pettersson, Myers, all with no movement clauses.
So who do you trade? Sasson? You trade...
Well, Sasson's a forward.
Yeah, I know. But like, I'm looking who you can trade. You trade... I mean, it sounds like 44. Why can't... Sherwood is gone. It's just a matter of time. There's a bunch of teams interested.
There was an update as per Rick Dollywall this morning I wanted to highlight. Canucks are slow playing things with Sherwood to get the best deal as kind of the...
Yes, I read that.
However... It does sound like the Canucks are asking for roster players, not futures. Not prospects, not younger players, but ready to go NHLers.
Why would you get rid of one of the better players on our team?
You just said that you said an ideal world for you to be understanding players for younger players and prospects. If you're going to be trading any players, this idea, and I hear it on the radio all the time, and not from the host, but people texting in, and it always baffles me. Well, why are we trading our good players? Do you think Evander Kane has any value on the market right now? How about
Zero.
Lucas Reichel?
Zero. You got Sasson, you got Sherwood, you got O'Connor.
Well, Sasson is still young. Sasson's 25. I don't think you give up on Sasson.
O'Connor. I don't know how old he is, but is it O'Connor? Is that who I'm thinking of? Yes.
27. Yeah, he's 27. So he's at the precipice of where you'd be willing to move him on for.
But there's teams that are at that playoff, fighting for a playoff spot.
That could use that type of player.
They can use that type of players and are willing to give up draft picks and willing to give up prospects.
Now, again, if we're going full blow it up mode here, which it sounds like you're on board for and the rest of the fan base is, just ownership that's not, Connor Garland's extension doesn't kick in until 26-27 next year. He has no trade protection.
Yeah, right.
And locked in at $6 million a year until 2032.
So
2030, end of 2030.
Why not put him out there? And does that get us a first rounder? I would think so.
Depends on what the market's like. That's the biggest problem, right? Like, could Connor Garland get you a first rounder? Yeah, some years. Could he get you a second rounder? Some years.
Yeah.
But that's why I always think Rutherford likes to be up front and early in these decisions to try to set the market rather than react to the market.
Yes.
The problem is the players that you'd want to get rid of, Evander Kane. He's got a 16 team approved trade list. He can only go to 16 teams. Half the teams only.
That's not bad.
Drew O'Connor has a 12 team no trade clause. Teddy Bluger has a 12 team no trade clause. So the players you're looking to trade still have some sort of say in things.
Well, and
they're not going to get you what you need to reset this franchise.
But that's the new NHL, because players have more say in where they're like not just commodities anymore. Back in the day, this no trade clause wasn't a thing. I mean, you were just a piece of meat and you could be traded anywhere, right?
I mean, Gretzky was sold. He wasn't even traded.
Exactly. You said the players that are available won't get you what you need, but they'll get you some prospects, and then we'll finish 30th.
32nd is dead last. That's where I want to be.
Well, no, because how often does that team get the actual draft pick? You have to go in the lottery system, and you know how that works. So,
yeah, you have but it being first, you have the highest odds.
Yeah, of course you do. Finish 32nd, 30th, 31st, 29th. This season, this draft is being touted as one of the deepest that they've had in a while. So, I mean, if we could win the lottery and get a McKenna, like how freaking amazing would that be? Now you can build a team around Hughes and McKenna. And a Pettersson.
I would also, which Pettersson? Gavin
our
McKenna
$11 million man.
Boy.
Huh?
Gavin McKenna is a BC boy as well.
Right?
I believe he's from the lower mainland, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I know he's Canadian. I don't know where he's from. Do what Edmonton did. Edmonton managed it. They weren't getting, when they were trading away their players, they weren't getting first round draft picks. They were getting seconds and thirds. But they made their team so horribly atrocious that they were able to get draft picks. They were able to win the lottery. Let's tank. It's only the beginning of December, and everybody's like, yeah, it's too early to start talking about tanking. No. Our chances of making the playoffs, I bet you if they did that this early, is probably less than 2%.
I can pull that up. I can pull that up right now.
It's low. It's very low.
7.6%.
There we go.
As of today.
So we've already tanked, folks. The bus left the station. It's a Greyhound bus, and there's a guy on there with a machete chopping people's heads off. That's a thing. It's a thing.
Because I know it's a thing. You can't just bring it up.
Yeah, again, I just did. The bus has left the station. The train derailed. There's nothing left but misery for the rest of this season. And we're going to have to get a bunch of guests on over the next weeks because somebody's got to be the bright star in all this, because make me love this team again. I want somebody to come on our show and make me love this team again, because I'm not in love anymore. I've fallen out of love. It's a sad state of affairs.
We talked about it at the end of last show. Go Canucks go, or tank Canucks tank. And look, as much as I hate Evander Kane right now, I don't think you trade him.
How is he playing on the first line? What coaching decision was it that thought it would be a good idea to put Kane on the same line with Pete?
We could do we're already hitting 50 plus minutes
Holy crap.
of this misery. But we could do an entire show talking on the questionable decisions Adam Foote has made.
When I saw him come up, I was just like, what? Hold on. Maybe I'm not looking at it properly. Maybe Kane's playing better than we think he's playing.
No, I wholeheartedly think that this has more to do with how bad the team is around them.
Yeah.
That who else are you going to put to play with Petey?
Well, yeah, right. It's
especially because apparently he doesn't trust the younger players. Like if you're looking at the younger players, they're not getting more than 10 to 12 minutes a night.
Well, yeah, right. I don't know the answer. All I know is, oh God, I dread coming on the air every week to talk about this team. I look forward to baseball season. I look forward to more BC Lions talk.
Well, we do have the Olympics happening in February.
Do we?
Well, let's talk. We don't know. No matter what, the Olympics are going to happen. We can talk about the Olympics.
Do we have hockey at the Olympics?
So you had talked about it. I don't think we talked about it on the air, but we had talked about it afterwards because you realized you had wanted to talk about that, and we didn't. There were some concerns last week that there were some issues with the rink, whether the rink was going to be done in time and it was going to be up to the NHLPA's and NHL's standard. It is now out that the rink is too short. The rink fits within the IOC's. It is out that the rink meets IOC standards, but part of the agreement with the NHL and the IOC was that it would be exactly to dimensions of the NHL rink. The IOC is disputing that, saying no such things were talked about.
Okay, I'm confused.
Yep.
The Olympics are in Europe.
Yep.
Italy, part of Europe.
Yep.
Is not European ice bigger than the NHL ice?
That is no longer the case. That hasn't been the case in almost 10 years.
Oh, really? I thought it was bigger.
It's no.
I know they always had more room behind the net.
So for years and years and years and years and years and years it was. And then the double IHF was like, well, why are we playing on two different rinks when the more popular game is played on this rink and every other league is playing on this way different rink? And then it's causing issues, and that's one of the main reasons that the NHL players won't go and play in the Olympics when it's in Europe or overseas. So let's make it easy and just conform to about the same size as an NHL rink.
So the NHL says they've set out a standard. The standard hasn't been met. Not only has this standard not been met, it doesn't look like the arena is going to be finished in time.
That's all dependent on the source that you get it from. Because I did a lot of digging into this today because I wanted to be at least somewhat informed. because my knowledge on this up until you mentioned it last week was there's
Zero.
issues happening with the IOC and NHL. Had no clue. Everyone in the NHL world is saying there's no chance that arena is going to be built. Everyone from outside of the NHL bubble is saying, oh, they got lots of time to finish it. Don't worry about it.
They've had 12 years ago, they knew they were hosting the Olympics.
They knew they were hosting the Olympics. They didn't know that they had to have an NHL-sized Olympic arena.
I'm banging my head against the mic. Oh, well, that actually hurt. I read a tweet this just before we came on the air. Just take it to Sweden. We'll have world-class ice. Players will be treated with world-class accommodations, and everybody will be happy.
Was that friend of the show, Blake Price, that tweeted that out?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
I'm like, what? Like, Europe's not big, people. We're not talking Canada or the United States, where it's going to be held in California and the only rink that's going to fit is way over in New York. That's not what we're talking about here. It's not that far away. Like, if this rink doesn't work, fine. We'll have figure skating and circling and all that kind of stuff at this rink. Let's go over to Sweden and we'll host it in Sweden. Like, if there's not Olympic hockey with NHL players, and we've played this condensed season for absolutely no reason,
so
that would be like the stupidest thing I've ever seen or heard in my lifetime.
Sweden,
and I've heard a lot of stupid things.
Well, you saying it's not that far is pretty stupid. That's why I was over here Googling. It's a 25-hour car ride.
Yeah, but it's a 2-3 hour plane ride. Come on.
You've also got like Austria, you've got Slovenia, you've got Czechia, you've
lots
got
of places.
Hockey playing nations that are a lot closer than Sweden.
I just said Sweden because that's the tweet I saw.
I know, but to be that would be like driving from here to Utah.
Nobody's driving. We're taking a high-speed train. We're taking airplanes. Come on.
Still by transit, it's still one day.
Nothing. Sell tickets now would be sold out.
Well, of course it will be. It's the Olympics. It will be sold out no matter what.
Well,
to me, it's one of those. There's many solutions here. It depends on what the IOC is willing to do. But but as you were saying, if this doesn't happen and the players don't go to the Olympics, and we're playing this condensed schedule where like games are like you're playing multiple 3 games in 4 nights or 7 games in 8 days, that's absurd. That will be a black mark on the NHL and the IOC both. They'll both equally share that black mark.
Shouldn't there? Just saying, like, I've been a part of building things. When I was with we built things. We built stores, and there was 2 specs. Someone's job was to pay attention and to make sure those specs were met. If with a big IF, the NHL had specs that they say this rink needed to meet, wouldn't there have been a liaison? That's that person's job. I was going to say that man's job, but that person's job, a committee's job, it probably more than one person, that they would go and make sure that, like, okay, here's the plans. Okay, perfect. The rink is a foot too short. Can we make that rink another foot wider, longer, 6, whatever it is? Like, somebody somewhere should have been going a long time ago. Not, what is it? 3 months before the Olympics, 4 months before the Olympics start, and now people are sounding the alarm. Like, somewhere somebody dropped the ball, and somebody should have said at some point, Excuse me.
Don't you think this should have been looked at?
Like,
Again, you would think. That's why it's shocking to me that it's one of those like, oh, well, we set out these very strict guidelines. And then when you look at the IOC and their response, it's like, no, you didn't. I'm honestly leaning more towards siding with the IOC of being like, no, the NHL assumes it would be played on the exact same ice.
yes.
And now they're backpedaling because they're like, well, our insurance, what if it panic? Because it doesn't match our... Again, if it was the old style ice, cool, whatever. To me, it doesn't matter. I like the old style ice. I think it should have been adopted in the NHL. I think it's a way better style of hockey. But beside the point, we're talking 1 foot. Do you know how many...
I'm just saying, I used 1 foot.
No! We're
That
talking 1 foot. It's 119 instead of 120 feet. Like, we're not talking a 20 feet difference or like something that a normal person would be like, something looks weird here. It would be the weirdos like me who'd be like, that camera angle's off a little bit. What's wrong? What's changed? Something's gone wrong here.
If a hockey player is not able to adjust, the board is a foot closer. Oh my! So let's.
Not
we
just
took
that.
away the 55-yard line.
Not just that, but where the goal lines are, exactly the same. That's not changing. It's not like they're moving them 2 feet forward to make up for the 1 foot of space difference. Everything else is the exact same.
So is
we're
it
freaking out
1
about
foot
this.
on each end, or is it 6 inches on each end?
I think it's 6 inches on each end.
6 inches. Like, nobody's going to notice that. Jake?
I'm pulling this up and I want to make sure.
Oh my goodness. What? It's just, it's
Sorry.
like
It's 4 feet shorter. So 2 feet on each side.
okay. That's a big difference.
2 feet? You're going to notice 2 feet in a hockey rink.
Yes.
So yeah, the International Ice Hockey Federation approved it with the rubber stamp from the IOC. That's 196.85 foot by 85.3 foot. The NHL rink size is 200 foot by 85 foot. So 0.3 foot wider. No one's going to notice that.
No.
And 3.15 in feet.
That's noticeable. Longer. 3 feet would be noticeable. But
not 3 feet on each side. Not 3 feet on each side.
18 inches.
A foot and a half. A foot and a half on each side. No one's going to notice that. The players, yes, the players might notice it. I'm not saying the players won't.
The players will.
Average people will not. But these are also the elite of the elites who can go onto any rink, whether it's too big or too small for what they're used to playing, and figure it the fuck out.
My thing is, again, if, big letters, the NHL had set out their dimensions and they said it had to be to this spec, why wouldn't they be saying we need to sign off on it? Somebody somewhere in the NHL dropped the ball. If they didn't, and it's easy if the NHL wants to say, no, this is a fact. Okay, show us. You must have it in writing then. It's got to be in writing. You got to show us the contract with it saying exactly the same as an NHL rink. And
the lawyer in charge of the league, Gary Bettman, is a very meticulous, pain in the ass human being. I know for a fact it's in there if it's supposed to be in there.
It would have to be. If it was in there. Maybe you're right. Maybe they just assumed it would be the same as an NHL ring.
It's the only thing I can think of where it's like, well, yeah, it'll be our standards. Oh, it's not our standards. Again, there's still concerns about them being done in time. I'm not concerned about that. But
It seems in our society that we want to create issues out of everything.
Yes.
Nothing can be good. We can't have anything nice. And it used to just be like the Canucks can't have anything nice.
Well, I mean, they're still proving that, but that's beside.
But it seems to me like the whole world is like that now. We just can't have anything nice. We wanted the Olympics in Calgary. You remember that? It was voted down because we're not allowed to have anything nice.
We wanted the X Games in Calgary, and that was voted down.
Because we're not allowed anything nice. It's bizarre. But we've gone on for like an hour and 5 minutes about nothing. We should be called the Seinfeld of sports podcasting because we literally talk for 65 minutes about nothing.
And you know what? I'm going to be back next week to do the exact same thing because I have no faith. I have no faith that this team's going to be able to turn it around.
Nope. None.
Maybe there'll be some interesting updates in the CFL or something else. Maybe the IOC and NHL will come up with breaking news. Maybe there'll be a trade that I can talk about.
You know what you should do is you should get a hold of your cousin Reed and get him on. Because he's a super fan. Like, we're fans. He's a super fan.
We're irrational fans. He's a super fan.
See if he is done.
It's not a bad idea.
I don't know if you've seen his latest TikTok about hall passes.
I don't want to know.
You can ask him about his hall passes. There wasn't one Canuck on his hall pass. I'll just leave it at that.
You know what? We're going to leave it on that note from the old man. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for another hour of us bitching and complaining about the Canucks. We'll be back next week to do the same. Well, the old man won't be. I will be. Follow us on all social medias at HSP_pod. Also, check out our Substack. I don't think we've talked about our Substack much.
No, we need to talk about our Substack.
Show. Basically, we are moving all of our hosting and everything behind the scenes to Substack. If you go to HughesSports.substack.com, eventually maybe we'll get our proper domain up there. I'm also going to be start writing a little bit more, get back into that when I have the time and I'm not dying, because basically since coming back from Winnipeg, I've been done. Yeah, play your world's smallest violin for me. I would ask you to write something, but you're going to be without internet or like functional society for like 6 weeks.
No, 8 days.
You're going to be then you're back for like 3 weeks. Then you're off on another whirlwind adventure around the world.
That's not true.
All of these cruises and trips that you're planning about, I hope you understand. Like, this show's going to be hurting without you. Or maybe it'll be better without.
Did you hear that, folks?
Maybe the show might actually be on the rails. It'll go according to plan. We'll be able to get guests that know what they're talking about. You know what?
Folks,
maybe I need to convince you to take more trips to like Europe.
Folks, you heard it here first. Jake finally admitted I carried this show.
I don't think anyone heard that.
That's what you said.
I literally just came to the conclusion that you not on the show will be better. Maybe I could find a competent co-host during the time you're gone.
Oh, I could hope.
But yeah, we're going to be posting more content on there. I'm going to aim for one article a week, covering random different things we're hearing in the world of Hughes Sports, whether it be the CFL or the Vancouver Canucks. Maybe even a dabble outside of the Vancouver Canucks.
Can we start with cheering for the Whitecaps? They're a good team.
Oh, you did see my tweets.
Yes, they're a good team.
Well,
then we were supposed to have Matt Sakaris on tonight, and he couldn't come on because he's going to Florida to cover the Whitecaps. Apparently, the team's going to Florida for something. They're playing somewhere down there.
For something. They're in the MLS championship. Like,
oh, is that what it is? Oh. They're in Miami. I know that.
They're playing Inter Miami.
See?
I think it's on Saturday. I believe it's 11:30 Pacific time.
I won't have it
during the middle of the day, which really sucks because I have to work, but
I won't have internet. I'll be in a jungle.
what time do you leave? When do you leave?
Like 7:30 in the morning.
You'll still be on an airplane.
No, it's only a 3. I don't know. I can't forget.
But everyone,
Flight.
keep an eye on all of our social medias. We'll
Yeah,
announce
you-
things when they go out, and then also check out our Substack. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Mwah. Goodbye.
See you in